They said love conquers all, but apparently, it doesn't conquer bank statements and prenups. After nearly 2 decades of marriage, Nicole Kidman has officially shattered the Hollywood fairy tale, revealing why she refused even a single dollar of spousal support from country star Keith Urban. But was it pride, power, or payback? Sources are whispering that Nicole's silence wasn't about grace, it was strategy. Behind that icy red carpet smile, she's been playing a long game, and Keith? He never saw it coming. Buckle up, because this isn't a divorce. This is a financial thriller wrapped in heartbreak and Hollywood deception. So here's the thing. Y'all, everyone thought Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban were the perfect Hollywood couple. The red carpets, the interviews full of giggles, the way she'd clutch his arm like a scene straight out of a Nicholas Sparks movie. But apparently, those smiles were hiding something darker, something money can't fix. Because when Nicole filed those court papers and refused spousal support, she didn't just say I'm done. She said, I don't need a dime of your money now. Let's talk about what that really means in Hollywood terms. Spousal support isn't just about cash. It's about control. It's about power. And Nicole Kidman, with her Oscar, her Netflix deals, and her multi-million-dollar endorsements, just sent a message loud enough to shake Beverly Hills. She was never the one depending on Keith Urban. Court insiders have already started whispering. TMZ-style leaks are popping up online, claiming that Nicole and Keith's prenup, signed all the way back in 2006, had some shocking clauses. Apparently, it stated that if Keith ever fell off the wagon again, yes, the addiction clause, Nicole had the right to walk away clean, keeping every cent she earned. And y'all, we're talking about a woman worth over $250 million at this point. Now, of course, this sent social media into full meltdown mode. One user tweeted, Nicole Kidman rejecting spousal support is the most boss move I've seen all year. She said, I make my own money, thanks. Another fan wrote, meanwhile, Keith better hope his next album goes platinum because that Nashville ranch isn't cheap. But let's rewind for a second. Why now? Why, after almost 19 years, is Nicole finally walking away? Well, according to an alleged anonymous insider, and you know it's serious when the insider is anonymous, Nicole's been quietly pulling away for months. There were talks of emotional distance, creative tension, and even financial mistrust. And here's where it gets juicy, apparently. Nicole discovered that Keith had been trying to negotiate behind her back with several music publishers to repackage songs that were partly inspired by her life. And under that prenup, those rights belong to her. Imagine being Nicole Kidman, sitting front row at a country concert and hearing your life story turned into a breakup ballad without your permission. I mean, that's not heartbreak. That's royalty theft with a guitar riff. But the real kicker? Nicole didn't run to the tabloids. She didn't go on Oprah. She went to court, quietly, confidently, with a full legal team that sources say had months of documentation, according to leaked filings. She declined any financial compensation, any division of assets, and only requested one thing: primary custody of their daughters. That's right. While Hollywood couples are out here fighting over mansions and brand deals, Nicole is fighting for peace. And that's what makes this entire situation so chillingly powerful. She's not the crying ex-wife begging for support. She's the woman walking out of the courtroom, sunglasses on, head held high, saying, I've already supported myself for decades. But of course, the urban camp isn't staying quiet either. Keith's reps have been in full-blown damage control mode. One Nashville journalist claims to have seen Keith leaving a downtown studio in tears, muttering that she didn't have to end it like this. Others are saying he's preparing a tell-all interview, where he plans to set the record straight. Set the record straight? Please, the record's already spinning, and it's not in his favor. Because every major outlet is now revisiting his old controversies, the rehab stints, the canceled tours, the rumors of late-night gambling, and impulsive spending. It's like Hollywood just found its next scandal buffet, and Keith's name is the main course. And you know who's watching all this unfold with the calmness of a chess master? Nicole Kidman. Sources close to her say she's been unbothered and laser-focused on her daughters and work. In other words, she's not losing sleep. She's sleeping fine in her $25 million Sydney penthouse with ocean views, sipping tea and reading scripts while the rest of Hollywood loses its mind over her decision. Still, people are asking, if this wasn't about money, what was it about? Some say it was betrayal. Others claim it was a final act of empowerment, Nicole refusing to let any man, even one she loved, define her financial worth. And as the dust settles, one thing is for sure, this isn't just another celebrity divorce. It's a Hollywood power shift, because when the richest actress in the game walks away from one of the biggest country stars alive, with no alimony, no support, no tears, it's not just personal, it's political. And as one commentator dramatically put it, Nicole Kidman didn't file for divorce. She filed for freedom, but the plot thickens, because sources are hinting that there's more to this story: secret bank transfers, private investigators, and a mysterious leak that could expose what really broke their marriage apart. Now, buckle up, because if you thought Nicole Kidman walking out of court without a single dollar from Keith Urban was the headline, wait till you hear what's been quietly bubbling underneath the surface. Turns out, this divorce wasn't just about independence. It was about exposure, according to leaked documents floating through Hollywood back channels. Nicole allegedly discovered that Keith had been making unreported transfers to an offshore account under a shell company connected to a music charity he co-founded years ago. And before you say, wait, Keith Urban? Fraud. Remember, y'all, this is Hollywood, the land of philanthropy on paper. Party in practice. One so-called insider, a studio executive who once worked with Keith on a Vegas residency, spilled that Nicole became suspicious when she found duplicate invoices for equipment rentals that were never actually delivered. Her team traced those phantom charges, and what do you know? The money was quietly redirected overseas. And here's the messy part. Maggie Baugh's name allegedly appears on several of those transactions. Yes, Maggie, the country protege who once opened for Keith and was rumored to have a creative friendship with him. Suddenly, fans are connecting dots that maybe shouldn't be connected. But Hollywood loves a scandal more than it loves a standing ovation. Twitter went feral when screenshots of supposed email leaks started circulating. One fake but viral tweet read, Keith used his foundation to fund private studio time for Maggie. Nicole found the receipts. She didn't want his money. She wanted him exposed, another user added. Imagine losing Nicole Kidman because you thought you could outsmart a woman who played Virginia Woolf, and it didn't stop there. Within 48 hours, #UrbanLeaks was trending worldwide. Fan accounts started dissecting Keith's recent songs, claiming hidden lyrics hinted at guilt. One lyric from his unreleased demo allegedly said, "She knew before I could confess. She's got eyes that undress the truth." Suddenly, his artistic expression became exhibit in a digital court of public opinion. Meanwhile, Nicole was spotted at a Sydney airport, calm, collected, wearing a cream trench coat and oversized sunglasses like she'd just stepped out of a Vogue editorial, not a courtroom. Paparazzi shouted questions, but she didn't flinch. Just one elegant half smile and silence, the kind that drives gossip blogs insane. But back in Nashville, Keith wasn't playing it cool. Multiple sources told tabloids that he's been spiraling. He's reportedly stopped taking label meetings, pulled out of promotional tours, and started writing songs no one's allowed to hear. Insiders call it a meltdown through melody. Still, some loyal fans are defending him. He's human, one fan commented. People make mistakes. Nicole knew what she signed up for, but others clapped back, saying, mistakes don't come with offshore accounts, honey. Even Hollywood attorneys started chiming in. One high-profile lawyer who insisted on anonymity, of course, said, Nicole declining spousal support doesn't mean she's letting him off easy. It means she doesn't want to be tied to whatever financial storm is about to hit. And if that's true, y'all, it's genius. Because imagine walking away from a man right before his books get audited. That's not heartbreak. that strategy. Rumors say the FBI has taken an interest in the case after large sums were flagged in international transfers tied to Keith's charity. Now, no one's saying it's criminal yet, but when 3 letters like FBI start floating around your bank statements, you know your PR team is on life support. Meanwhile, Nicole's camp continues to play it classy. Her rep released a single, carefully worded statement. Ms. Kidman remains focused on her daughters and her work. She wishes Mr. Urban peace during this transition. Translation? She's done talking, but she's watching, and Hollywood insiders are already calling her move the blueprint, the quiet, dignified divorce that flips power dynamics. Because, let's be honest, when a woman says, keep your money, it's not just independence, it's dominance, but not everyone's buying it. Some claim this whole I don't want your money act is just clever optics, a way to look strong publicly while avoiding messy cross-examination of assets. A leaked voice note allegedly captures one of Nicole's assistants saying she just wants it over before awards season. Could this be a calculated PR move time to her next big project? Or is it really the story of a woman freeing herself from a man's shadow once and for all? Whatever the truth is, the tension's rising fast because there's talk of Maggie Bob being subpoenaed for testimony. And if that happens, it could blow open everything. The money trail, the emotional entanglement, and the real reason Nicole packed her bags. Keith's lawyers, meanwhile, are scrambling. Reports say they're reviewing the authenticity of the leaked documents and preparing for potential defamation suits, which is Hollywood code for we're in deep trouble. But we can't say it out loud. And just when you think it couldn't get more chaotic, whispers started that Nicole's mother, Nicole Kidman, might be stepping into court with her own receipts. Allegedly, Janelle was the one who advised Nicole to walk away from the marriage before Keith's financial mess could stain her empire. As one Hollywood commentator put it, Nicole didn't leave a man. She dodged a scandal, but hold on, because as shocking as this all sounds, we're still missing the biggest twist. The rumor that a secret recording might exist, one that could change everything about how this story ends. Alright, let's pick up right where things left off, that secret recording. Because apparently, this isn't just some whispered rumor from a shady blog. Oh no, multiple anonymous insiders claim that a real audio file exists, allegedly captured during one of Keith Urban's late-night phone calls. And if true, it could be the final nail in the coffin for both his career and his carefully crafted good guy image. The alleged recording, which insiders say was handed over to investigators, reportedly includes Keith admitting that he moved funds under his manager's direction to keep things clean. Now, what that means exactly is up for interpretation, but the timing couldn't be worse. Remember, just days earlier, the FBI flagged multiple international transactions tied to his charity foundation. Coincidence? Or the perfect storm? But here's where the plot thickens. Sources say Nicole Kidman's team already knew about the tape before she even filed for divorce. Yep, you heard that right. That calm, icy composure in court? That wasn't heartbreak. That was checkmate. One of Nicole's longtime stylists, who apparently was present during some of these private strategy meetings, told an unnamed magazine, Nicole's been 5 steps ahead this whole time. When she walked out of that marriage, she wasn't walking away. She was walking toward her freedom, and let's not forget, Nicole's mother. Nicole Kidman was reportedly seen entering the courthouse carrying a sealed envelope. The same day the audio leak rumors started swirling, fans went wild, theorizing that the envelope might have contained copies of the tape. Or worse, proof that Keith had been quietly selling off Nicole's music rights behind her back. Hollywood hasn't seen this kind of slow burn scandal since Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And the parallels are uncanny. Social media split into two camps, Team Nicole and Team Keith. Team Nicole's hashtags like #IndependentIcon and #Queen Kidman are flooding timelines, while Team Keith fans are clinging to denial, saying it's all media manipulation. But one thing's clear, the tide is turning. Major sponsors have allegedly started reviewing their partnerships with Keith. His upcoming world tour? Postponed indefinitely. His endorsement deal with a whiskey brand? Paused pending investigation. And his publicist? Radio silent. Meanwhile, Nicole's Hollywood star is shining brighter than ever. Her new film's trailer dropped right in the middle of the media storm. And guess what? It's about a woman escaping a controlling husband. Coincidence? Or the most brilliantly timed PR pivot of the decade? Critics are calling it poetic, while others are calling it calculated, but in a world where image is everything, Nicole's ability to turn heartbreak into a headline-worthy empowerment arc is nothing short of masterful, and here's where it gets even. Wilder, multiple reports claim that Maggie Baugh has gone into hiding. Yep, the country artist who allegedly played a key role in this financial and emotional scandal hasn't been seen in weeks. Her Instagram went private. Her publicist quit. And one suspicious Reddit post claimed she's cooperating with federal investigators. A journalist from the Hollywood Mirror even claimed that Maggie's lawyer was seen entering the FBI building in downtown Los Angeles. Now, whether that's true or just fan fiction gone viral, one thing's for sure, the story has spun completely out of control. Keith, who once prided himself on his clean-cut, family-friendly image, is now being painted as the poster boy for deceit, indulgence, and desperation. And the irony? He built an entire career singing about truth, love, and redemption. Now, the same media that once crowned him the heart of country music is calling him the downfall of Nashville. And let's not forget how this whole thing started. Nicole refusing to take spousal support. That one quiet decision became the spark that lit the fuse. Because when a woman with Nicole's wealth and influence walks away with nothing, people start asking why. And now, piece by piece, that why is being answered. Hollywood accountants are reportedly crawling through every one of Keith's financial statements from the past decade. Old partners, managers, and charity board members are being invited for questioning. In simpler terms, the man's entire empire is under audit. And get this, One Entertainment lawyer leaked that Keith's net worth could drop by as much as 40% if these allegations stick. His music rights, publishing shares, and brand deals could all be frozen pending investigation, but Nicole, she's untouchable. Her assets were separated by that ironclad prenup she signed back in 2006. That's not just luck, that's foresight. The tabloids are even calling it the Kidman Clause, reportedly. It's become Hollywood's new buzzword among celebrity lawyers. The kind of legal armor that ensures when a star walks out of a storm, she doesn't get wet. And while Keith's lawyers are desperately trying to frame this as a misunderstanding, the damage control just isn't landing. Every time his PR team releases a statement, another leak drops. More receipts, more whispers, more damning evidence. It's like the universe itself is conspiring to keep the man trending for all the wrong reasons. One Entertainment insider summed it up best. Keith Urban spent years writing love songs for Nicole Kidman. Now, he's writing apologies for the rest of his life, and in a final, almost cinematic twist, Nicole's recent magazine interview dropped a single, chilling quote that everyone's been dissecting. Some lessons don't cost you money, they cost you peace. But once you buy your peace back, no one can ever take it from you again. That's not just a quote. That's a dagger dipped in the ore. So, where does this story go next? Will Keith fight back? Will the alleged tape ever surface publicly? And will Maggie Baugh finally tell her side? Right now, all we know is that the courtroom drama is not over. It's just getting started. Because if there's one thing Hollywood loves more than a fairy tale romance, it's watching it burn, and as the flames rise higher, Nicole Kidman walks away. Not as a victim, but as a woman who turned her heartbreak into her headline. And Keith Urban, he's left staring at the ashes, wondering how the love songs turned into subpoenas. And there you have it, folks. The silence has finally been broken. After years of speculation, quiet glances on red carpets, and interviews full of polite smiles, Nicole Kidman has finally told the world why she never asked Keith Urban for spousal support. And it's not what anyone expected. This wasn't about pride, it wasn't about fame, and it definitely wasn't about money. This was about power, independence, and the kind of peace you can't buy. not even in Hollywood. Because behind every perfect couple headline, there's a story untold, one stitched together with heartbreak, control, and survival. Nicole's decision wasn't weakness, it was strategy. She didn't walk away empty-handed, she walked away free. And that's something money could never buy her. While Keith Urban might still be singing about love and redemption, Nicole just played her final note in silence, and somehow, it was louder than any song he's ever released. So, what do you think, Lumi Legacy family? Was Nicole's decision brave? Or was it a quiet rebellion against a man who underestimated her? Drop your thoughts below because this story is far from over. And you know we'll be watching every move. If you love this deep dive into Hollywood's most elegant heartbreak, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because at Lumi Legacy, we don't just report the headlines. We expose the truth behind them.